Hey Twilights, welcome or welcome back to Twilight Corner. So in today's video, I'm going to be, teaching you or giving you some questions that could come in your A certificate ka exam. So over here the topic is principles of flight, and mind you, this is for the exam of NCC for A certificate. So the cadets who are going to be giving the exam, right? So over here are a few questions that I have, and this is for the topic principles of flight. Okay. And by the way, I'm an NCC cadet, I'm an Air Wing cadet, so these are a few questions that might come in your exam. So these are few study materials that I just wanted to give you a little glimpse on so that you can also study with me, and I'll also help you learn these ones. So yeah, I hope you like it. Yeah. Okay, so enough with the introduction. Now I'm just gonna tell you what all the stuff I'm going to be teaching you. So let's go. I need to draw over here. Okay, we got a pen. So, and if you want me to share this PDF, I will in the description, not in the description, in my community post. So you can go ahead and check it out if you want. Just let me know down in the comment section below, okay? So, now we are going to be studying about the principles of flight for A certificate, okay? Mind you, what is principles of flight? If you want another video on principles of flight, I can teach you that itself. So just let me know, because exams are near and I have not studied at all. So yeah. So the point at which the total lift acts on an airfoil is called center of pressure. Okay, so for example, this is your what do you call it, aeroplane. Okay, so over here, whenever the total lift, that is whenever you're going upwards, right? Whenever you're going upwards, this is where the aerofoil acts, right? So what is that called? So that is called the center of pressure, where it's going to take off, right? So that is called it. Okay. Okay, so that's all with this. Now let's move on. So I hope you learned it. If you want, you can just repeat after me. The point the point at which total lift acts on an aerofoil is called center of pressure. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Next one is the line joining the centers of curvature and the leading edge of and the trailing edge of an aerofoil is called chord line. This is a good question that could come. Okay. So what is the the leading edge, the line joining the curvature of the leading edge and the trailing edge of the aerofoil is called chord line. Please remember this. Next question. Gaseous sphere surrounding the earth is called atmosphere. This is a very easy question. The gaseous sphere, that is the outer gases which are surrounding, which act as a layer on the earth. What is that called? That is called atmosphere itself, right? So yeah, that is there. So one second, let me just clean this up real quick. Then let's move on to the next question. So the quantity of matter is in a body is called mass. This is also very easy. So for example, your body weight. Okay, the body weight is not your actual body weight. Body weight can actually differ, but mass, the the skin that you're made up of. Okay, you might think this is creepy, but the skin that you're made up of, that is called mass, and that won't change, right? So that is given. What again? So the quantity of matter from which a body is body is filled up of, or the quantity of matter in a body is called mass. Easy. Okay, so we'll also revise it, so on the going. Now mass of air per unit is called this is density. Okay. This is called density. Mass per unit air. The mass is given and then the area that is given. So mass divided by area is called density itself. Then percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere is 72%. This is also very easy. Then rate of change of position is called speed. Okay, rate of change of position. Now if you're moving, okay, so the rate of change, like whenever how fastly you're changing that position, so that is called speed. Okay, then force per unit area called pressure. Everyone has learned this, right, since 8th 6th 7th 8th. So what is pressure again? Force per unit area. Okay, okay, next, capacity to do work is called energy. Okay, capacity to do work is called energy. So this is also there in physics का chapter work and energy ना. So yeah, then a body designed to produce more lift and drag is called aerofoil. That is the aerofoil, that is the streamlined shape. जैसे fish की होती है ना एक streamlined body की shape, वैसे ही aeroplane की देखोगे तो aeroplane की भी shape ना streamline की जैसी ही होती है. So that shape is called aerofoil. ठीक है, that shape is called aerofoil. Next, the angle between the chord line and the relative air flow is called angle of attack. ठीक है, जो chord line होती है ना, and then the for example this is your chord line. Okay, this is your chord line and then the air is flowing in this direction. तो ये जो angle बनेगा, this angle is called what? This angle is called angle of attack. ठीक है. Now the angle of attack is between the chord line and the longitudinal axis of the aircraft is called angle of incidence. जैसे मान लो ये तुम्हारी chord line है और एक longitudinal axis है, ठीक है, तो of an aircraft, तो ये जो angle बन रहा है इधर right here, this is called angle of incidence. ठीक है. So the angle between the chord line and the longitudinal axis of of an aircraft is called angle of, bolo, what is it called? Angle of incidence. All right. Okay, let's revise these questions once more. The point at which the total lift acts on an aerofoil is called, the point at which the total lift acts at an aerofoil is called center of gravity. Sorry, center of pressure. Okay. Now, next one. The line joining the two centers of curvature of leading edge and trailing edge of an aerofoil is called datum line, straight line, chord line या curved line, chord line. Gaseous sphere surrounding the earth is called atmosphere. The quantity of matter in a body is called mass. Mass of air per unit volume is called density. Percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere is 72. Rate of change of position is called speed. Force per unit area is called pressure. Capacity to do work is called energy. A body is designed to produce more lift and drag is called aerofoil. The angle of incidence of a chord line is and the relative airflow is called angle of attack. The angle between the chord line and the longitudinal axis of the aircraft is called angle of incidence. Okay. And the total number of questions पूछो तो in this PDF I would say around 60 questions something है. No, 70 questions, my bad. We'll discuss 70 questions today. If in this is going to be a 30-minute lecture क्योंकि it's easier to edit in that way, and then I'll upload part 2 also, in which I'll be explaining more about it. So the vertical component of total reaction resolved at the right angles to the relative airflow is called lift. Okay, जैसे मान लो there is a total component which is there of total reaction resolved in right angles. मान लो ये perpendicular है given. Okay, and the airflow is coming in this way. I think so. I'm not sure about this one, but I think it's that case in which airflow is coming at this way, and then the relative component of the total reaction is called lift, where the aircraft will fly upwards here. Okay. So the vertical component to total reaction resolved at right angles to the relative airflow is called lift. Sorry, my bad. The horizontal component of total reaction resolved at right angles to the relative airflow is called drag. Sorry, my bad. I was just having a sip of water. So the horizontal component of total reaction resolved at right angles to the relative airflow is called drag. Okay. Slat is a dash augmentation device. Lift. What is it? Lift. Slat is a lift augmentation device. Okay. So when the body is going upwards, the aircraft is going upwards, there is a augmentation device that is known as slat. Okay. So an aircraft is propelled by a force called a thrust. So how does it go upwards? It goes by a it goes no sorry how does it propel? It happens due to a force called thrust. That means thrust and pressure to padha hi hoga, the force that acts up perpendicular, right, to the object is called so over here there's an aircraft, तो जो force perpendicular act कर रहा होगा 90 degrees पे act कर रहा होगा, so that is called thrust. Okay. Now during a glide, dash acts vertically downwards through a center of gravity. Weight. Okay, weight acts as per vertically downwards. जो देखो center of gravity मान लो ये है, तो रहेगा what do you call it, weight. तो weight जो है it goes downwards to the center of gravity ना, इसलिए. Now next क्या है? During a glide, dash acts as a right angles to the glide path. Lift again, same चीज है. Next, in subsonic speed, जो subsonic speed होती है, object travels at dash the speed of sound, less than sound. ठीक है? It can't travel more faster than sound. Okay. The length of chord line intercepted between the leading and the trailing edge is called chord line. ठीक है? Again, this was told, I think. Yeah. The energy possessed by mass because of its motion is called kinetic energy. Again, matter first chapter 9th के ही पढ़ा है. वो कौन सा था? मैटर इन आवर सराउंडिंग्स ना, तो उसमें जब मैटर के पार्टिकल्स होते हैं दे मूव फास्ट अराउंड, सो व्हाट डिड दे प्रोड्यूस? डिफ्यूजन होता है. तो डिफ्यूजन क्यों होता है? काइनेटिक एनर्जी की वजह से. सो द एनर्जी पोजेस्ड बाय द मास ऑफ मोशन, तो होता है बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स मोशन, वो होता है काइनेटिक एनर्जी की वजह से. ओके. नेक्स्ट, द पॉइंट थ्रू विच द वेट ऑफ एन एयरक्राफ्ट एक्ट्स इज सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी. ठीक है. So the point through which weight of an aircraft acts is center of gravity. Okay. Now every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Come on यार, न्यूटन का थर्ड लॉ है ये. ठीक है. The SI unit of power is watt. This is also very easy. ठीक है. Again एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं इसको. The vertical component of total reaction resolved at right angles of a relative airflow is called drag, lift, thrust, weight, lift. Okay. The horizontal component of total reaction resolved at right angles to relate to the relative airflow is called drag. Slat is Slat is a dash augmentation device, lift. An aircraft is propelled by a force called dash thrust. During a glide, dash acts vertically downwards to the center of gravity, weight. During a glide, dash uh, acts as right angles of the glide path, lift. The subsonic speed object travels at the speed of sound, less than. The length of chord line intercepted between the leading and the trailing edges is called chord line, chord length. The energy possessed by a mass because of its motion is called kinetic energy. The point through which the weight of an aircraft acts is called center of gravity. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Newton का third law है ये. And then the SI unit of power is called watt. इतने क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करने हैं 24, तो इतने याद कर लो अच्छे से, ठीक है. पॉज कर करके याद करते जाओ. And first watch this video, then learn those questions, and then फिर try and answer those questions without seeing. Okay. The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force. न्यूटन का सेकंड लॉ ये है, ठीक है. The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional. Proportional to the applied force that takes in the direction of the applied force. ठीक है. तो do not mind this, क्या लिखा है मैंने, मुझे खुद नहीं समझ में आ रहा. एक तो मोमेंटम को हम लोग पी से करते हैं ना, नोट आई थिंक, हाँ याद नहीं मेरे को, डू नॉट माइंड. हाँ. So the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force that takes place in the direction of the application of force, is called Newton's second law. A body will continue to, अच्छा ये inertia वाला है. A body will continue to be in rest or in uniform motion in a straight line acted upon by external force is called Newton's first law. ठीक है. Next, dash is the speed in a particular direction, velocity. Joule is a SI unit of energy. Work का भी SI unit energy joule ही है. Dash and dash are the most important components in an aircraft in level flight, drag and lift. Okay. Next, flaps are mounted on the wings. Flaps जो होती है wings की, उस पे flaps होते हैं ना ऐसे ऐसे वाले. Dash provides a space for freight and passengers. तो वो होता है फ्यूसलेज, ठीक है. फ्यूलेज नहीं, फ्यूसलेज. Dash provides a space for a freight and passengers. This is fuselage. Rolling movement of an aircraft is controlled by aileron. ठीक है. Then pitching movement of a aircraft is called elevator. Yawing movement of an aircraft जो ऐसे ऐसे होता है ना, flapping of the wings, तो वो होता है why, because of rudder. ठीक है. And then we have thrust is generated by an engine obviously, and ailerons are mounted on the wings. Okay, वापस एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and that takes place in the direction of the application of force, Newton's second law. A body will continue to be in rest or in uniform motion in a straight line acted upon by external force is called Newton's first law. Dash is speed is in a particular direction, velocity. Joule is the SI unit of energy. Dash and dash are the most important components of aircraft in level, drag, lift and drag. level flight. Flaps are mounted on the wings, slats are mounted on the wings, dash provides the space for freight and passengers, that is fuselage. Rolling movement of an aircraft is controlled by an aileron. Pitching movement of an aircraft is controlled by an elevator. Yawing movement of an aircraft is controlled by rudder. Thrust is generated by engine. Next. Fixed wings are mounted on fuselage. Fixed wings are mounted on what? Fuselage, okay? Elevators are mounted on tailplane. Elevators are mounted on tailplane. Rudder is mounted on fin. This is something that ये mounting और operation के बारे में आते हैं ये सारे questions based upon that. Then aileron is operated by control sticks जो joystick होती है ना, and this one जिससे हम लोग प्लेन को इधर उधर ले जाते हैं तो उधर से ही कंट्रोल स्टिक होती है एक वैसी ही टाइप की, तो उससे एयरलॉन ऑपरेट होता है. एलिवेटर्स इज ऑपरेटेड बाय कंट्रोल स्टिक, ठीक है. अगेन इससे सेम बटन होते हैं उसमें जिससे वो एलिवेट होता है, आई मीन कंट्रोल होता है, माय बैड. रडर इज ऑपरेटेड बाय रडर पेडल, जो नीचे पेडल दी रहती है ना एक चलाने के लिए, तो उसको एक्सीलरेट करने के लिए वैसे ही एक रडर पेडल होती है जिसको हम तक क्लिक करेंगे तो रडर एक्टिवेट होगा एंड फिर हम लोग उसको कंट्रोल या फिर ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं. फ्यूसलेज इज द डैश बॉडी ऑफ एन एयरक्राफ्ट मेन बॉडी, ठीक है. मेन बॉडी तो वही होती है ना. Then the angle between the dash and the relative airflow is called angle of tach chord line, ठीक है. And then फिर क्या है, my bad. हाँ, the angle between the chord line and the dash is called of an aircraft is called angle of incidence. वही पढ़ा था ऊपर MCQ में. Longitudinal axis. Dash is the augmentation device, slat ही है. The length of dash is intercepted between the leading and the trailing edges of chord line is called chord line itself. Chord length is called chord line. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, वही है न्यूटन का थर्ड लॉ, ठीक है. ऐसे 49 क्वेश्चंस खत्म कर लिए हम लोगों ने. थोड़े और क्वेश्चंस करेंगे हम, ठीक है. तो एक बार इसको रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. The fixed wings are mounted on fuselage. Elevators are mounted on किस पे बताओ? कौन सा था वो? Tailplane. Rudder is mounted on wings, नहीं fin. Aileron is operated by control stick. Elevators are operated by control stick. And then rudder is operated by rudder pedal. Fuselage is the dash body of the aircraft main body. The angle between the dash is the relative airflow is called angle of incidence, chord line. The angle between the chord line and the dash of an aircraft is called angle of incidence, longitudinal axis. Dash is a lift augmentation device. क्या था? I forgot. Slat था. The length of dash is intercepted between the leading and trailing edges of a chord line is called chord length is called chord line. Every action there is a dash opposite reaction in Newton's third law of motion, that is equal, वही बोल दिया मैंने आंसर, ठीक है. And then हाँ बस इतना ही है. देखो अब इधर और क्वेश्चंस दिए हुए हैं. Do you want me to read this or we can do this in the next class? हाँ चलो इसको नेक्स्ट क्लास के लिए रखते हैं. या अभी कर ले. Okay, we'll do a few questions till 29 minutes. Okay, so equal. Okay, now rolling movement of an aircraft is called. जो rolling movement होती है of an aircraft, that is called what? Let me know. This one you have to answer. Okay, this one you need to answer. But if you want, I'll let you know in the next. This one is a homework question, so whoever can answer this, I'll let you know. I'll give a shout out. So to every action there is an dash, equal and opposite reaction. ये questions repeat हो रहे हैं क्या? Rolling movement of an aircraft. Okay, ये answer दे ही दिया अंदर. The rolling movement of an aircraft is called aileron. The rolling movement of an aircraft is controlled by an aileron. Landing gear with a rear mounted wheel is called कन्वेंशनल लैंडिंग गियर. ठीक है, जो लैंडिंग गियर होती है तो उसमें क्या होता है ना, जो इट वुड बी माउंटेड ऑन द व्हील, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कन्वेंशनल लैंडिंग गियर. ठीक है. Now there are small control surfaces connected to the trailing edge of a larger control surface of an aircraft that is called as trim tabs. Fuselage of an aircraft is designed to do what? Attach all the other components to provide space for freight and passengers, या फिर to provide economical and easy production. And all of these is the answer. ठीक है. Now last question करते 55 तक. ठीक है. So the various type of materials that are used to make fuselage are called all of these. क्या क्या है? Wood, metals and composite. Then the tail plane serves as the following purpose: equilibrium, stability, control. All of these. टेल प्लेन क्या होता है? ये सारे कामों के लिए यूज होता है. ठीक है, एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. टू एवरी एक्शन देयर इज एन इक्वल एंड ऑपोजिट रिएक्शन. न्यूटन का थर्ड लॉ है ये. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या था? रोलिंग मूवमेंट ऑफ एन एयरक्राफ्ट इज ड्यू टू एन एयरलॉन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है देखते हैं. Landing gear of an aircraft, landing gear with a rear mounted wheel is called conventional landing gear. There are small control surfaces connected to the trailing edge of a larger control surface of an aircraft is called trim tabs. Fuselage of an aircraft is attached to all components to provide space for freight and passengers, to provide economical and easy production. And या फिर all of these answer है. Then the various types of materials that are used for making fuselage, this is all of these is the answer. Okay, and wood, metals, composite, ये सारे के लिए यूज होता है. Then the tail plane serves as the following purposes: equilibrium, stability, control. So all of these is the answer. Okay, so I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. There will be a part 2 for this, and I have many more questions such as this, though, but on different topics that could appear in your exam. So let me know if you want me to upload other videos explaining those questions. So till then, make sure to like, subscribe and share. And yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, take care and bye bye.